Hello, and welcome back to Literally My Life, my guide to girlhood. I just want to not necessarily I don't want to be like one of those people that are like, thank you guys so much for all the support. But I did get a lot of positive feedback from the first episode, and I am very grateful for that. I love hearing people's feedback, so please continue to, you know, give it whether it's positive or negative, because, I can deal with constructive criticism. I have thicker skin than you may think. um, I am so excited to be doing our second episode on female friendships. Now, a lot of people might think, like, why specifically female friendships? Why not the concept of friendships in general? Like, why are you specifying on female friendships? Well, I'm doing this for a specific reason, and it's because of my experience. Well, for a couple of reasons. One, it's because of my experience in female friendships, because I predominantly have female friends. I just think I get along better with women. Most of my friends are female. I only have one straight male friend that I'm close with, honestly. That I'm close with. I have other straight male friends, but you get the gist. So I feel like I'm an expert in this topic, and just the things that female friendships have taught me as a person who's surrounded by women. I have four sisters. I grew up mostly with my mom. I've just grown up in a house full of women, and I'm a woman, and I've just been surrounded by women. I'm, just always around women. And so I think that's led me to connect with women more, to make friends with women easier. I'm one of those people that will have no issue, even if you're a stranger. I can talk to a girl, and I can just talk to this girl for hours, and I can make friends with this girl so easily, without issue. A guy comes around, I'm a little more shy. I don't talk as much. I'm not making as many jokes. Like, I'm not really myself. And I think that's just because I grew up around women. Like, I'm a girl's girl. You know? That's what we're gonna dive into today. Girls. So girls is like this term on social media that people have been, people use. And they're like, "Oh, I love girls. I'm a girl's girl. Don't talk to me if you're not a girl's girl." And the people, like, I can understand somebody reading that, like, what the hell is a girl's girl? Like, what does that mean? There are so many definitions for it, but my definition is like a girl's girl, in my opinion, is a girl who's supportive of is supportive of other women. A girl's girl is a feminist, somebody like an actual feminist, not, like an intersectional feminist, not some white feminist who's, oh, I don't see color. No, like an actual girl's girl who supports women. And when I talk about supporting women, this doesn't mean like supporting women's bad habits. I'm talking about supporting women of all sizes, of all colors, of all identities, supporting women, like supporting the women who wear full glam 2016 makeup and comments under their Instagram post and is like, you know what, you're so bomb girl, you're beautiful. These are also, and then you also support the clean girl makeup aesthetic, who wear 2 drops of concealer and a little Rare Beauty blush, and you know what, they're slaying too. Girls support the girls who like to go clubbing every weekend. Girls also support the girls who like to stay home every weekend. We also support the homebodies. Girls just support women and their choices and don't judge women off of their choices. Whether they choose to be more traditional and go more housewife route, or they say, screw the patriarchy, and they are more interested in their careers than getting married and having kids. And girls support this. So that's my definition of a girl's girl. Feel free to argue with me, but not even argue, because I've said it from the beginning. I'm open to being wrong about things, and if I haven't said it, well, I've said it now. So with being a girl's girl, I think it because girls are trending, and it's like kind of everybody wants to be a girl's girl now. I think it's easier to make friends. I've legit gone to, like, I'm in high school, so I've gone to a lot of football games. And I've gone to football games and I've, like, met girls, or even at, like, music festivals, and I've met girls at these games, and we'll meet for the first time, and we'll just hug, and we'll click, and we'll vibe. And cannot describe the euphoria I feel after that. Like, I love when I meet a girl and I'm like, you know what, girl, you look so good today. Your outfit is everything. Your hair's doing great. Your makeup looks great. You're beautiful, girl. And she returns with that same energy and she's like, you know what, you're beautiful. Your outfit looks great. And then we just have a good time. I love that. I was at Summer Smash this year. If you don't know what Summer Smash is, it's a huge music festival that they throw in, like, they say it's in Chicago, but it's like, I think it's like right outside of Chicago. It's deep south, and it's a big music festival. There's a lot of headliners every year, but I went and I was waiting to see Glorilla. I was with one of my sister's friends, and there was like a group of 4 or 5 girls who turned and looked at me and they were like, "You're gorgeous." And they just all started complimenting me, and they were such girls, and they were like, "You're so gorgeous." And we just all started talking, and we had a vibe going, and it was great. And we just started talking about the rest of the weekend and the headliners, and we had so much fun. And that's just what I'm talking about. So that's like the first thing I want to talk about in female friendships. When I think female friendships literally, like, you can have such deep connections with other girls if they're girls. Like, I've never had a really good connection with a girl who doesn't identify as a girl's girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be friends with a girl who's like, oh my god, this is like controversial because I do kind of understand where they're coming from, but I don't at the same time. But I've never been like close with a girl who's like, well, I'm like closer with guys because they're like less drama. There's like, because I think that's like crap, because there's a difference in being like, I know girls who are raised like, I went to middle school with a girl. She had a twin brother. She was raised around boys. Most of her friends were boys, but she wasn't pick-me-ish. She just actually got along with guys better because she liked some things that guys were like, she just liked more like traditionally masculine things. So, like basketball, like she played basketball. You get the gist that I'm coming up with. So there's that, and then there's girls who just want to be liked by boys and are pick me ish, and we're gonna dive into the pick me girl thing too. But I never understood girls like that. I mean, if I can't meet you and compliment your outfit and we start a friendship from that, then we don't need to be friends because I'm friends with girls, and I support girls. Um, Another thing about like being a girl's girl is just like not supporting one group of women. And when I say one group of women, I mean conventionally attractive women. Now, this usually applies to social media mostly. Like, I don't really see this issue in real life, but again, I'm open to being wrong. But if a girl who's like, beautiful, like the typical, like, Charlotte Tilbury wearing blonde. Not saying that there's anything wrong with Charlotte Tilbury because I wear Charlotte Tilbury and it's a great brand. But you know what I mean? Like that beautiful kind of blonde girl who's doing a get ready with me. If she goes online, she's going to get so many positive comments. But let's say we do the same thing with a get ready with me, but we have a girl who is, 200 pounds who does it. Or, like a plus size woman, then it's like an issue. Then she's going to get a mix of hate and a mix of love when the girl who was like not plus size, she doesn't get that hate. I That's why I think it's so important that like girls, like you actually understand the definition and like you support all women and you support what women do and you don't tear other women down, because I think it is such a low life thing to do, to just tear people down in general. Like, I'm not even talking about other women at this point, I'm talking about all people. I think it is such, and this is not debatable, it is such a low life weird thing to do, to go on social media and see, like, I saw a video on Instagram Reels the other day. I was scrolling through Instagram Reels and it was a photo of Brittany and Patrick Mahomes. And they were like making fun of them. And it was like, why? What else? Like, you have nothing else to do but make fun of Brittany and Patrick Mahomes. Like, I don't watch football. I'm like, I don't know if it was like a sports thing, like they don't like him because of his football career or as a person. But they were like genuinely making fun of them, and it's like, what else do you have to do? Like, you're so bored you have to tear down somebody's marriage. And to me, they're very non-problematic. There's no issues. There's been no public issues within the marriage. I don't see the problem with them. I've never heard anything bad about them. So I just thought it was very stupid. And like these are the same people who like go in comments and like trash the way the Kardashians kids look. Like why are you're talking about a child like or any celebrity children? Like it's so weird. Like if you I've seen girls go on social media with their boyfriends and other girls will tear down the appearance of them or their boyfriends. Or I've seen girls go on social media and like just post anything. It could be a workout routine, it could be a get ready with me, it could be like like how I make my smoothies in the morning. Like I saw one girl talk about her like weekly maintenance routine because she's like very high maintenance. She does like everything you would want to do. She was kind of an it girl. She was like, I do oil pulling, and then on Sundays I make my meals for the week, and I do everything, shower, and I deep clean, and it was amazing. And then people in the comments were like, oh, I could never do that. Do you even have a job? People without jobs do stuff like just negativity. So that's the point of being a girl's girl. We just support women. We support what women want to do. We're encouraging. We're non-judgmental. We're fun. I am gladly a girl's girl. I'll always be a girl's girl. It is such a thing for me. And I encourage you to be a girl's girl. I think the worst thing, well, one of the worst things is when I go and compliment a girl and she like, has that kind of Regina George mean girl energy. Like you all know what I'm talking about. Like we've all had an experience where we've been like, "Hey, like I really like your shirt. Like where'd you get it?" And they're like, I don't know." Like, like that kind of energy instead of being like, "Oh my god, thanks." Rude. Totally rude. I hate people like that. Like we have to be on the same vibe. It's just it has to be a thing. It has to be a thing. Um, but one thing I want to like talk about and dive deep into is like female friendships and how much they can teach you. Because I've had such incredibly like I'm one of those people who are so lucky. I have such amazing friends. And I've had friends for years. Like I have friends from preschool. And I know I'm not that old and I can't be like, "Oh, I've had girlfriends for 20 years." Because I haven't even lived 20 years, but that's kind of the point of the podcast to get it from, a teenage perspective. So, I met my best friend in the 6th grade. We went to the 6th grade together and we just clicked. She was so nice to me and I just remembering like how warm and inviting she was and soon we kind of realized that we were like the same person. We thought about things the same way. We liked all the same things. And we just realized we were like, we just have to be best friends. And we've been best friends ever since. It's going on 6 years now. And we've only gotten into like a fight once. Like, I'm not even kidding. We don't argue. We've only gotten into one fight, I think, in our entire 6 years of being friends. And my best friend is also a girl's girl. My best friend loves to compliment women and make friends wherever she goes. She's very friendly. She's like me. She's very fun. But beyond just being a girl's girl and somebody who can easily get along with people, I also love our friendship. And I love how meaningful it is. Like people always say, it's like a Pinterest quote, like, be with people who are good for your soul. Be with somebody who pours in your cup. And she's definitely good for my soul. Like, she's like my first call. If I were in jail, she's like the person I'd call. when anything goes wrong, if a guy says like a weird thing to me, I'm like, I have to call my best friend and we have to like overanalyze what this means. Um, if anything happens, if I even consider doing anything, I just call my best friend and we just consider what it means. And it's great. So I am so happy to have her. But beyond my best friend, I have so many other friends that I know I can talk to and they can understand me and they won't judge me, and I can actually have like a deep conversation with them. Like I'm so fortunate to say, like, if I actually was struggling with something, whether it was, academically or emotionally or physically, I can count on several like, I can count on a lot of my friends. I don't have unreliable friends. I can only name like one person in my life who I think is unreliable, but this isn't about them. This is about the great meaningful friendships I have in my life, and I have a lot, and I'm very, very grateful. So, with having these friendships, I've noticed that they've taught me a lot about my standards and what I would actually want in a relationship. Now, they always, like, somebody, I can't remember who said this, but I think somebody said, like, oh, date somebody who's like your best friend, and a guy. And I was like, you know what? That is such a good idea. I would love, like, if I met somebody, a guy who acted like my best friend, things would be just perfect in the dating world for me. But unfortunately, I haven't yet. But I think that quote goes much deeper than the surface, because my female friendships, in a way, have taught me what I know now, everything I want to know about love, if that makes sense. Like, I was just talking about how reliable my best friend is. I can call my best friend if I'm in jail. I can call her if I'm crying. I can call her if something seriously goes wrong. I can't tell you how many times I've just called my best friend when something crazy has happened. And that's what I would want in a partner, somebody who's reliable. I would want a boyfriend that's like, hey, something big just happened. I have to call my boyfriend. The way I am now, like, something big just happened. I have to call my best friend, you know? But I would also want somebody in a partner, somebody I get along with so easily. I get along with my best friend so easily. There's no arguments like I talked about. Things just kind of flow. We're on the same vibe. I would kind of say, like, that sounds so generic to say, but we just kind of understand each other. And that's what I would want in a partner. I think, my best friend and I, we balance each other out, and we both have qualities that we love in each other. Like, when it comes to my best friend, she's very calm, she's very patient. She kind of stabilizes my moods. And with her, I think that I like encourage her a lot. I kind of encourage her to strive for bigger things. I'm always there to give her advice. Like, I'm kind of like a motherly figure, like the mother, like a Monica Rachel kind of vibe. So, for my friends, fans out there who got the reference, yeah, so I'm glad. I hope somebody got that. But I'm glad that we both have qualities that balance out the friendship and make us, useful to each other. So, when it comes to the connection between like my female friendships and my relationships, I know what I want in an ideal partner and in a healthy relationship, because I've had such healthy friendships with my girlfriends in my life. And I'm not even talking about my best friend here, when there are like so many, like, I have so many friends where I could just lean on them for any kind of support. They would help me out. I have such supportive people in my life, and that's what I would want in a partner. And I just choose to celebrate the women in my life and celebrate the female friendships that I have. Like, I'm so lucky to call all of these girls my friends. And I don't know if anyone's ever thought about that, but you might look at your boyfriend and think, wow, he does remind me a lot of my best friend. And it just subconsciously, you know, when you have such a healthy friendship with a person, and you have such healthy friendships, that's why I never really get worried about the dating thing and like finding Mr. Right, because first of all, I'm so young and that's not really on my mind yet, like the whole settling down thing, because I still have so much to explore career wise. But I'm not worried when it comes to finding Mr. Right, because first of all, I know what I want Mr. Right to look like because I have the healthy friendships in my life. And so I know that because I have such healthy friendships, it'll mimic into healthy relationships, and I'll have a healthy dating life because I have such healthy friendships. Like, my friends and I get along very well. We don't talk about each other. We don't lie to each other. We all do a really good job at spending time with each other. Even my friends that, you know, might live farther or go to different schools, because a lot of my friends do go to different schools than I do. Or, you know, there's some distance between us somehow. We do a really good job at spending time with each other, with communicating with each other, with keeping each other a part of our lives so it doesn't feel like anybody's left out. There's no there's no like secret envious, like nobody's envious of each other. There's no like secret jealousy. It's all true love and pure. It's more pure love and friendship. And I just know that it'll mimic that in my relationships. One of the best books I've ever read was Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Adderton. I'm going to tell you a story from the book. It was, if you haven't read the book, like, please read it. It was such a good book. So in the book, she talks about her best friend, Farley. And Farley is this girl's best friend, the yin to her yang. It reminded me a lot of my best friend and I. They just got along very well. They met at a young age, and they just clicked, kind of like my best friend and I. So Farley I think they lived together, and they lived with like two of their other friends. But Farley met a guy named Scott. I think his name was Scott. And Farley and Scott got into a very serious relationship in their mid-20s, I'm pretty sure. So Farley and Scott get into this serious relationship. Farley moves out from her friend's house and moves in with Scott, and then Scott proposes, and then they're engaged, and it's like the whole thing. And, you know, Dolly's like having a hard time accepting it. She misses her Farley, the yin to her yang. And it was really, really sad. But then Scott and Farley end up not working out. They end up breaking up before they get married. And one part of the book that I just resonated with so much was like, as soon as they broke up, Farley called Dolly the same way I call my best friend when any big thing happens. And so Farley calls Dolly. She tells her that her and Scott have broken up. Dolly goes with Farley to pick up the rest of her belongings from Scott. She helps her cancel the wedding, you know, tell everybody that it's not happening, and they even end up going on the honeymoon together. And if that doesn't show you how your friends can, like, the love from your friends resonates with you throughout your life, like, I just loved that story. And read the book, because I'm not doing that story justice, but it really resonated with me, and just how much Dolly was there for Farley. And I know I realize it rhymes and it sounds silly, but Dolly was there for Farley during that, like, such a difficult time, because her and Scott dated for 7 years. And I think that was like one of Farley's biggest, greatest loves. And they ended up breaking up. And who did she run back to? Her best friend. So I think it shows you, you know, your best friend's worth in your life, and how amazing your female friendships are. Because at the end of the day, my girls are the girls I want to be around when something happens. You know, I think Phoebe said it on Friends, like, boyfriends and girlfriends come and go, but this is forever. And that's so true about female friendships. So if you have even just one good girlfriend in your life that you love and appreciate, and you know they love and appreciate you. They're your first call. If you get arrested, they're your first call out. Appreciate them. Valentine's Day is coming up, and I'm hosting a Galentine's Day with all of my girls, and I'm so excited because a lot of my good girlfriends are coming, and I just know it'll be fun because it's always fun when I'm just surrounded by such loving, pure people, and I am just so grateful for my friends. But yeah, so that's my perspective on female friendships. I think female friendships, having such healthy female friendships and how deep they can be, like, I don't know if I've gotten into the depth of how deep they can be, but like, I have friends with, like, I will easily be roommates with, friends that'll easily will have sleepovers with, that we really just truly have conversations where we just get to know each other, get to know each other's hopes and desires and dreams and passions and interests. And I know, like, I can name like 5 girls right now on the spot that I know inside and out. I know their likes and their dislikes and their hopes and their dreams and their passions and their interests, and they know mine. Like, I can't tell you how much it makes me smile when a friend of mine, will do something for me, something nice, like even just like getting my Starbucks order because they know my Starbucks order. Or they'll say, "Oh, I didn't want to invite you to Great America because I know you didn't like the roller coasters." Or just something like that, just knowing me and being considerate of me because they know me so well. So I personally really do believe that female friendships, having really strong female friendships, prepare you for healthy relationships. And personally, I heard somebody say that's why they think women are better at love because our female friendships kind of prepare us for relationships. And I honestly agree with that. Like, honestly, yeah, our female friendships, like, they're so strong and they have such good foundations. They're not breakable. And I've had just such great experiences that if I had my dream would be to have a relationship that mimicked my female friendships, I don't know. So that's my opinion on female friendships. Let me know your thoughts on female friendships and on pick me girls and on girls. But like I said, if you have at least just one good girlfriend who is your get out of jail call, who's your ride or die, who's going to be your maid of honor, your kid's auntie, appreciate her because those are very rare, and I'm so lucky to have such good friends in my life, and I'm so lucky to experience the love and the phenomena of having female friendships. So thank you for listening to this episode of Literally My Life. I will see you guys next time. Please continue to listen to this podcast, share it with a friend, keep us updated. Follow us to get notifications for upcoming episodes, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.